All right, here goes.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Bone Zone. I'm your host this week, Ethan Ragsdale. With me this week, I have my co-hosts, Jacob Wolf.
What's going on, guys?
And Jared Webb. Before we even get into the topic,
Kid, it is an
this
audio
week,
platform, you stupid bitch. Jared, you gotta say something.
Why? I'm the only one left. They should know it's me.
The fucking
That's
YouTube
fair.
is gonna be good now. Anyway, go
the
ahead.
YouTube.
It's
All right, you
cracking me
boomer. Before we even get into the topic of this week's episode, us at Bowolf Entertainment, the Bone Zone specifically, want to preface, what's going on in our world, in our country, in our society. First and foremost, we'll make it blunt. All three of us here are white people right now, so we don't really get to have a say on what is going on. All we can do is stand in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. We always will, and continue to do so here at Bowolf Entertainment in support of our brothers and sisters and those who don't identify as either. All we can do is just use our voice to lift them up and do everything we can to have their backs. In their favor. That's really all we can do right now. We are, support the Black Lives Matter movement, and we will continue to do so. That's really what we have to say, to begin our episode. That's the first and foremost important matter before we even get into our topic. Nothing matters more than that right now.
And for sure, for all the white supporters out there, make sure you're using your white privilege to, fight this injustice. If you have the ability, go out there and protest. Don't pretend that you know more than you do. That is one of the biggest issues that white people tend to do in these times, that at least that I've noticed. Just listen. That's the best thing you can do right now. That was the point of Blackout Tuesday, was for you to shut the fuck up and listen. A lot of people didn't take that advice. I know we had debated whether or not doing this show this week simply because of that, but we are a small enough platform that I feel like we're not drowning anything out, obviously. So as much as you can, get out there, protest, make your voices heard, be safe, report any fucking police misconduct that you see while you're out there, for sure. I found a Twitter thread the other day. The dude was up to like 163 different fucking videos, all from the same night across the country, of police just acting out of fucking pocket. It's crazy. Like in Asheville, they had the police cutting open medical supplies and water bottles that they were using.
North Carolina,
point blank shooting motherfuckers in the face with rubber bullets. Which can be deadly at that range. So just make sure if you see something, say something. Make your voices heard, as loud as possible on that.
And that's the beautiful thing about social media now. We have our news coming to us. And if you see all those things, just don't speak out against it. If you be in solidarity with Jacob, to piggyback off him, donate if you can't get out there and protest. This weekend I tried to donate as much as I can. Do the same thing. There's bail funds. There's things that are being donated to the Black Lives Matter movement, local movements, bailout funds, things like that. Just donate if you have the extra $20. That can go a long way. It means a lot, and it's going to a good place.
And bail funds are a big one to donate to, just so you know, because they are making pointless arrests at a lot of these. So that's just a big point of contention.
It's a big thing. I mean, some of these people are have records for the first time now because they're doing something right. They're doing the correct thing in moral justification. And now they're going to have a record. So bailout funds are very, very important. You can look it up on the internet, and you'll find your local bailout places. And Jared, have anything to say on the matter? Go ahead, Jacob.
Last thing I want to say was just make sure that you're not spreading false information as well. Fact check things before you post it on social media. Unfortunately, a lot of crazy shit is true right now, but if anything, even cross your mind, like maybe not, just fact check before you start spreading falsehoods as well, because that's extremely damaging coming from both sides on this right now. Lots of false information is out there. So
absolutely.
Sorry,
and for me, you guys pretty much hit the nail on the head. I don't really have anything else to say besides that. I agree on both points. And
the most important part is we're all on the same page. As a company, as brothers, as really good friends, we're all on the same page. We have benefited from privilege from the color of our skin our entire lives. So now is our time to take a backseat, and that's why we're not going to take up too much time talking about this, because this is not our fight. We are only there to back those up that is their fight.
It's all love.
That's right.
All right, guys, moving on. So this week's podcast is brought to you by the successful, awesome, fun time we had last weekend talking about Hercules live action, minus Shaken.
And Light Sky by Blue Moon.
Oh yeah, Light Sky by Blue Moon. It was a really good pod. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. All of us, like, we had a good time with it. So this week we're doing our Dreamcast as well, but we're diverting from Disney, and we're going with Dragon Ball Z because we talked about that, and a lot of us here at the Bone Zone love Dragon Ball Z, and not only just love it, it's a little bit deeper than that. It's more nostalgic, at least for me. It is one of my first loves as a child. I remember in elementary school watching Dragon Ball Z. It's just a part of us. We wouldn't have a lot of our interests without it. And to have a live-action Dragon Ball Z done well and done right could mean more than just a sense of entertainment for us. It could mean a sense of identifier with us because, like I said, it's a part of our main interest. But getting right into it. So what we're going to do what we did last week. So we're going to go around in a circle, and we're going to say one at a time, right? Who wants to? I'm going to volunteer Jared, if you don't mind. Can you compile a list for us?
Okay.
Kind of what Caleb did last week. Just compile a list of what we say.
I'm
While
not
Jared,
good at that, but I'll do it.
well, you're going to get good because today's the day.
Fucking get good, Jared. God.
Get good, baby.
Get good.
So for our listeners, while Jared is doing that, and he could do his work, and he doesn't have to listen to me for a second, I'm going to run down the list of the Dreamcast characters that we're going to do. Of course, we got Goku, but we're going to save him for last, save the best for last. And I think this is the order that we're going to do it in after this point. If you guys have anything to say that you want to switch up, we'll do it. But we got Gohan. We have our antagonist, the only antagonist that we're going to do, Frieza. Obviously, they're Cell and Majin Buu as far as the sagas go, but we decided to go with Frieza. Then we have Vegeta, Chi-Chi, Bulma, our two female characters back to back, Trunks, Piccolo, Krillin, and like I said, we're going to do Goku for last.
All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I took the one that you sent to the Snapchat. I did not get Chi-Chi on there, but I will come up with a Chi-Chi before we get to that.
That's fine. It took me about 5 seconds to come up with. So
Who'd you say after Bulma?
I said Chi-Chi. No, I did not. I said Trunks. I apologize.
Trunks.
Piccolo and Krillin.
All right, I already got my Chi-Chi, actually, so that was perfect.
Nice.
As I had an image pop in my head, I said, you know what? Yes.
Can't believe I thought we would do Vegeta like right before Goku, but I'm with it. It's cool.
Dude, let's do it. It doesn't matter. What came into my head, we can do it. So we'll say Vegeta and Goku last then. That's fine. Whatever you guys want to do. Yeah. Let's do it. All right, so the order that we can do this, we can do Jared, Jacob, Ethan. Cool with that?
Sounds good. Let's get it.
All right, so we're going to start. We can just talk a little bit about like the characters, not to our listeners maybe who aren't really familiar with Dragon Ball Z, because I feel like it's a type of niche. Some of our listeners may have never gotten into it, but I'll just go into a little bit of the details regarding the characters. Gohan, Jared's really knowledgeable on this subject as well. But Gohan, his characteristics, to begin with, if you want to go with a Frieza saga, he's small, he's young, he's docile, he's fragile, but he's aggressive. He's got a little spunk. Yeah. He wants to be a fighter, but he's soft. I believe he's still supposed to be like 4 years old, isn't at the beginning at least. I don't know how much he ages by the Frieza saga, but at the beginning, the Namek saga, he's 4 years old. So he's really, really young, and he wants to be a
scholar.
Optometrist or something like that. Some sort of doctor is what he wants to be. He doesn't want to be a fighter. But yeah, Jared, you can take us away with who your Dreamcast for Gohan would be. Goku's son and Chi-Chi's son.
Yes. So for Gohan, he, like you said, he's that guy that he's pretty soft, and it's just like people keep like getting on him, and then he finally just explodes with this like awesome amount of power, and people are just like, huh. So I for my Gohan, I went with Noah Schnapp, who's in Stranger Things. He's the main, the kid.
Will, are you talking about Will?
He's Will, yeah.
Dude, that's a good call. Jared's already redeeming himself from last week, in my opinion, because I didn't put him anywhere on my list, but he was like one of those hot bubble characters, that kind of are going to make it in, but don't quite do it. That's a really good pick. Yeah, Will from Stranger Things. He's the plot focus is in that show. Yeah, Jacob, your turn. Go ahead.
He actually crossed my mind, but I ended up going with Noah Jupe, the kid from Honey Boy. I had a alternate there where I actually put Freddie Highmore because he reminded me of like the look, but he's way too old for the position.
Yeah,
I got Noah Jupe from Honey Boy.
Really quick, can we do like a Zoom high five, Jacob? That was my pick as well.
Nice. Let's go.
Because I got a little nervous because Jared said no, and I was like,
That's what I thought. Too.
damn
I was
it,
like,
this
motherfucker.
motherfucker took it. Yeah, but that's what I get for going last. But Jacob, I stole your thunder, so go ahead, give your reasons, and then if mine defer at all, I'll dive into mine as well.
Honestly, God, it started just by the looks. I mean, I don't really know child actors that well, and I've only seen trailers for Honey Boy, but I know the story. And if that kid was able to pull off a young Shia LaBeouf, knowing, like you said, like what he grows into, I think that's just kind of the right fit for that. And again, I don't really know his acting that well, but he has the right look and he has the right temperament if he was able to pull that off.
Well, if you throw a dice for a character and you get lucky, you landed well, because No Jupe, to me, I know him, a decent amount. I've watched pretty much all of his films. When I taught middle school, my first year, I showed the film Wonder, and I showed it for like 5 different classes. So I saw the movie like 5 different times. He's the one of the supporting main characters in Wonder. He's also a son in A Quiet Place. I don't know if you guys watched that.
Oh yeah.
He's the son.
That's good.
And but you mentioned the best film, Honey Boy's amazing. Noah Jupe is a really talented actor. I saw him in Wonder, thought he was kind of one-dimensional. And Honey Boy, man, guys, if our listeners, if you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor. It is on Amazon Prime Video. Watch the film. I mean, I'm biased. I'm a Shia LaBeouf fanboy till the very end. I love him very much. It's a great film, man. It's a 9.5 out of 10 for me. And Noah Jupe just to get into Dragon Ball Z. He has that attitude, that spunk, that he can go, up and down. He has that whininess, wanting to be coddled, but also in the heat of the moment, ready to fight, ready to go. And that's what Gohan really represents. He's also a child, but he's gonna be a fucking Super Saiyan. He's ready to do it all. So you have to have those aspects to be a Super Saiyan, but also be a fucking 4-year-old. So it's going to you have to fit those elements, because finding the Gohan isn't that easy. I feel like he's a very specific character, and I think Noah Jupe's the man for the job. And I do like Jared's pick, so for me it's 10s across the board. And this one, so we have a Gohan. At least talked about towards the end. We'll go around and say who we think the consensus is. It's going to be a little bit different now that we only have 3 and not 4, but still a conversation to be had. Next up, I think, unless you guys want to talk about someone else, we can get into our antagonist, the only antagonist that we will have for this one, which is Frieza. And Jared, if you want to hit us off.
Yeah. So for Frieza, I went with Dane DeHaan.
Okay.
From he's in Amazing Spider-Man 2. He's the antagonist in that, the Green Goblin. And he's in
I thought it was Dr. Reptile was. Oh, that's the first.
Oh, Dane DeHaan, yes, dude. I love him. He's also in one of my favorite films of all time, The Place Beyond the Pines.
Oh, okay. I know this guy. Gotcha. Did we just lose Jared?
We lost Jared.
We lost him for a minute here.
We lost Jared.
His sound is...
All right, anyway, we'll continue it.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and move on to mine, I guess, while we wait for him to come back, and then we can cycle back to him when we get him back in here. I chose Christoph Waltz, the antagonist from Inglourious Basterds.
Are you serious that you didn't watch the show from last week at all? You don't know anything about it?
No, I didn't watch the show last week at all.
I picked Christoph Waltz is one of my favorite actors of all time. I picked him to be my Hades.
Really?
Because I love Christoph Waltz so fucking much. He's in Inglourious Basterds and also the supporting character for we lost him. Anyway, I'm gonna invite him back. But he's also the supporting character in Django Unchained.
Yeah, exactly. So I chose him just because he's got from Inglourious, like from my memory of Inglourious Basterds, he's got this kind of cockiness about him, and that's what
I love that pick, dude.
You know what I mean?
The only reason I didn't pick him is because I used him last week. Otherwise, he would have been my pick. But yes, dude, he's amazing.
He's got that ability to just you fear him even though he doesn't look physically intimidating.
Bro, he's terrifying.
That's why I felt like he was a good.
Inglourious Basterds, he makes me shiver, bro. Like,
seriously,
he is terrifying.
Agreed. So we are adding Jared back in here. He needs to get the number for the Zoom call. I'll just keep kind of going on about.
Yeah, you go. I'll handle this.
Here. Yeah. Yep. So one thing that we all remember about Frieza growing up, none of us really knew that whether or not Frieza was a guy or not. I think that was one of the things that threw a lot of people off. I honestly thought it was like the first female villain we were getting, and I was like, wow, she's a badass. Like she's fucking everyone up.
And you watched the dub growing up, right? Whatever came on.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
And they also, I think it was a woman's voice doing it as well.
Yeah, it sounded that way.
Added to it. I mean, and then also if you watch subtitled anime, like everyone's voice is much more high pitched. So even if I did watch a little bit of that just to see like the blood, because we didn't get that with Toonami. Then it was even more so brought to the front. But we didn't get our first female antagonist in Dragon Ball Z until Android 18. I believe.
Yes, dude.
And then they
Can
turned
I
her
just
into
take
like
a
a love
minute?
interest anyway. So that was kind of a weird movie they played there too.
Stereotypical a little
was
bit, but
90s
dude,
too,
I
that was
had the
written.
biggest crush on her. Like she was my first crush.
The first anime crush or the first
Yes.
crush for
No, dude, honestly, could have been both because I started watching Dragon Ball Z when I first moved to Swansboro at a young age, like second grade, and so I was super into her then. But just to piggyback off what you said, just while we're kind of digressing while Jared's out with us, Funimation adopted Dragon Ball Z and they redid the whole American concept to it. They changed some of the plot a little bit from the Japanese form, which aired 1989 to 1996. Funimation adapted it in 1998, so 2 years after it originally ended, and kind of did its own flip on things. The majority of the storyline's there, but they changed up some of the wording for American actors and to have the American version and stuff. It's from 98 to 2003, so it aired on Funimation or via Funimation for 5 years.
Awesome. And I just realized that I need to add him back into the clean feed because we lost him there as well. Let's see his name.
All right, while Jacob's doing that, yeah, sure, absolutely. So I just want to talk a little bit more about Jared's pick that we had.
Okay.
He went with Dane DeHaan, like we just previously talked about, for Frisia, which is a really sick pick. I really liked that. I didn't know him to begin with, just off the name, but I seen his face. He's been in quite a few movies that I'm familiar with. Place Beyond the Pines, which is the first one. He's also in that film Chronicle that came out in 2012. That was pretty different. And Kill Your Darlings. He's in quite a few, but they're all pretty good.
Well, how about you go ahead and give us your pick, Ethan? It looks like Jared's actually lost all of his internet right now, so we'll just put him back into the show whenever he's available. He literally just texted us saying
he's waiting to be back in, so it looks like we
there he
got
goes.
him.
Actually, never mind. Jared, go ahead and turn your Zoom audio off. I resent you the clean feed request, so just go ahead and throw yourself back in there if you can.
Yeah, while we buffer through these technical difficulties, I will go ahead with my Frieza. Maybe Jared can hear us. Our listeners, go ahead with that. I went with Bryan Cranston. That was my pick for Frieza.
Okay.
The protagonist, main character from Breaking Bad. I just love Bryan Cranston too much to not have him in something. And he's usually not the evil villain type. But I really like Bryan Cranston. I think he's one of the best actors in the world. If you've seen Breaking Bad, if you've seen Breaking Bad, then you probably fall in love with him, or at least have some sort of respect for him as an actor and for his art. And I think do it. Yeah, absolutely. Malcolm in the Middle. No, really, he's a talented actor.
Yeah.
But I think him as Frieza would just be out of the park. I think it'd be a really good pick.
Especially if you brought that later Breaking Bad energy to it. Like
that appeal to it.
That hardcore. He could be friendly, but he's also like a badass down inside.
Yeah, I am the danger type, Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, I am the one who knocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is that? Who's that choice?
Jared, turn your audio off on Zoom, please.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, there you go. You're good now.
Okay.
All right. Now, what were you saying, Jared?
Whose choice was that?
Not mine.
Yeah,
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, and I went with.
And then guess who he went with? He went with somebody I went with last week. He went with. Go ahead.
Christoph.
You went old for him. See, the only reason you can't go old with Frieza. He's a child, he's a kid, like growing up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He is young. He's like a teen.
Not to say
I went old too, though.
Not to say Dane DeHaan is a kid, because he's not. He's in his 20s.
That's another 2014 pick.
See,
2014 was my shit.
I will say that
Jared was thriving then.
Is older than Vegeta in this series, because Vegeta was a child whenever Frieza first came and started treating his dad like a bitch. Yeah. So I don't think Frieza's that young. I think he's just dick that never grew up because he never had to.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very good reasons. All right, guys, so we can move on. We have talked about Gohan and Frieza. Next, we'll go on to Chi-Chi. I'll just be brief with Chi-Chi here before Jared takes it off. She's definitely the type of mother who's very overprotective. She's kind of annoying, very nagging, but that's her character. She doesn't really have too many special skills, but she's a very overprotective, caring, nurturing mother when that's a kind of typical in anime. But yeah, Jared, go ahead and start us off with Chi-Chi. Who was your pick?
Yes, so I chose Haley Steinfeld. I don't know. Gosh, dang, I have her thing right here. Hold on.
Not familiar with her. Haley Steinfeld?
That sounds familiar.
Yes.
The singer?
Yeah,
Nope.
but she's also an actress.
Okay.
But she's in True Grit. I mean, she's older now.
She's in Pitch Perfect too. She's in Bumblebee, Jacob.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bumblebee.
yeah, I just watched Bumblebee.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's
it.
Yeah,
I was like, what is that?
I knew there was a reason why she was coming up. She's very
Yeah.
young.
It's kind of funny because
Yeah,
Jared, we
good.
went for that same look with the character that I picked. That we'll talk about in a minute, but she has that look, and she looks like a Chi-Chi. I don't know her. I'm not familiar with who Haley Steinfeld is. She's attractive, and I think she's young enough. I think it looks like a
Right.
decent pick, just as far as looks go, and that's what you want with Chi-Chi. She's a pretty much one-dimensional character.
Yeah.
You need to be like a mom. You just need to be a mom. She
Not
doesn't.
a lot of
She doesn't
lines.
have any. Yeah, she doesn't have. What's the phrase I'm looking for? She doesn't have like her individuality. There we go. It's
Yeah,
just
she doesn't
the
have a character
motherly
arc
figure.
through Dragon Ball Z. She did in Dragon
Correct.
Ball, but not through Dragon Ball Z.
And that's why we debated putting Chi-Chi
Right.
in here, because
Exactly.
Bulma definitely has her own little arc
Yeah, for
as far as her individuality. Where Chi-Chi she's important because she's the main character and the supporting main character's connector. We need that, but
Yeah.
anyway, Jacob,
Yeah,
get us to the middle
went,
leg.
I went a different route with mine. I went with Julia Roberts because I was thinking of her character from The Proposal. I love Julia Roberts.
Didn't you pick Julia Roberts last
I
week?
think
Yeah,
I did.
for
I
something.
think I picked her for.
We ripped you
Hera
apart for that
or
one.
something like that. I love Julia Roberts though. I feel like if you're gonna just if you have to throw someone in there for a role that is kind of like a throwaway role almost,
Yeah.
might as well get the name with a few lines just for the look. She can play a very loving mother role, but she can also get that stern kind of mom. That's
Yeah.
from the
Your
Proposal.
choice is trash.
If Jared is
You chose a
2014, Jacob is 1998. So we got fucking Julia
like,
Roberts.
Good lord.
Yeah,
She's
my
a pretty
Chi-Chi
woman, okay.
is in the middle. Yeah, she is. She's pretty for a 70-year-old.
She is.
So
she is.
my pick for Chi-Chi is Emilia Clarke, Daenerys from Game of Thrones.
Okay. I like that
and-
choice.
Yeah, and I thought she kind of has a look, but of Chi-Chi, and I just love Emilia Clarke. She's not known for too many other things. I think she's is she not in a Marvel film?
Is she? Maybe
No, that's right. She is in a Star Wars film. That's where my head was going. She's in
Yes.
Han Solo, a Star Wars
She
story.
is. Huh?
She's
still
the-
haven't seen Solo yet.
It's good. A lot of people don't like it, but I'm a Star Wars fanatic. I absolutely loved it. I gave it like a 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. It was great for me. But not to digress, Emilia Clarke, I love her. In
good.
Daenerys, the first 7 seasons. One of my favorite characters. We don't talk about season 8, and we never will in this episode or on the show. But I love her character. She has the potential to be, with Chi-Chi, you want to feel this. I know it's lame, but like a virtual hug, right? You want to feel nurtured. You want to feel taken care of. You want to be like, if I get my ass beat by one of the androids, I want my mom to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you kind of want with Chi-Chi. And Emilia Clarke, just her smile, how she does with Daenerys, it's just, in some points, because she can be evil and straightforward in others, but in some ways, she's very comforting and very, just has that
Like a
warm
Mama
essence
Lion
about
is what
her.
you need for this character.
Yeah, and that's
she-
what
she
Emilia
definitely
Clarke lives.
captures that.
Absolutely. Yes, so we have our Chi-Chi. We went with our 3 picks here. So next up, right down the
Yes.
line, we got Bulma. Bulma is one of my favorite characters, just because I started with Dragon Ball as a young kid, and she's one of the most prominent characters in Dragon Ball. So Bulma has more of a longevity than any other female character in Dragon Ball Z, any of the arcs. And she's fun. Bulma is definitely has more of an individuality than Chi-Chi. She's my way or the highway. She's loud. She's obnoxious. She yells. She's quirky. She's definitely Bulma. She has her quirks about her. So this pick was kind of difficult. You had to find that right niche. I personally didn't find one that said, that was it. That has to be Bulma for me. I kind of
Like, I'll
9
go
out
with
of
this
10.
one. Yeah, this one.
Yeah,
like the right
exactly.
choice,
I like
yeah.
my pick, but
Yeah, I don't.
it
hate
wasn't
mine either,
as
but
others
just,
were.
Exactly. So Jared, who you got?
Yeah. I went with Olivia Cook. She's in Ready Player One. She's the love interest in that, and I went based off
she's
just looks, but I think she could do it.
I love her. She's also in something else that I really like, and I'm going to find it in a second.
Is it
Bates Motel.
Oh
She
yeah.
No, that's a good pick, bro.
Yeah,
I like that pick. Why, Jared already has a better list than last week, at least in my opinion, dude. No, these are really good picks. Not to roast you. You're. I mean, there's times for redemption, and to me, you're redeeming yourself. I like the Olivia Cook pick. Yeah, she's a Ready Player One. Yeah, you got to check in. But Bates Motel is what I know her from, and I like her. Just something about her, dude. It's like attractive. It's attractive.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that she looks good. It's like her personality. Something is just connecting. And I
You know,
really like her.
Bulma makes you wanna know
Bulma's
more.
really smart,
Maybe.
and
She's a
Yeah.
and-
in Ready Player One, she's very intelligent woman. Like, I guess her character is, and I mean, I'm sure she is in real life. But
yeah, I was listening. I told the boys that I would shout out their pod. I was listening to a new podcast called Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah, I saw
And-
that. Yeah.
And it's a really good pod. I wanted to do it to freshen up for this episode. So shout out to those guys because they gave me a lot of the material. Because it's been a long time since I've watched every episode. But anyways, to reference them, they're referring to how multiple times other characters said Bulma was a genius. Krillin, I think it was Krillin and Vegeta. I'm not sure who else, but I know Krillin was referencing how smart she was, and she's a very intelligent character, and you need to have that, and I think Olivia Cook can bring that. But moving on to our second one, let's go, Jacob.
Yeah, so I've been watching a good bit of The New Girl lately, so I actually went with Zooey Deschanel for this pick.
I love it. Oh, I love it. That's
Very
a good
quirky.
look-alike.
Yeah, looks good for the part. Very quirky, fun. Can have that little bit of a cute attitude, I guess, maybe about it, and that's what Bulma always carried. At least in the Namek saga, like when she would try to put her foot down, she realized pretty quickly that she is not in charge here. So I feel like that was to me that was a good pick. I mean, I also think non-actress wise, Mandyology does a great cosplay of Bulma. That was one of my favorite cosplayers.
You are a
Little
cosplay
shout out
slut.
there. I love cosplay. Ethan knows this. There's a special place in heaven for cosplay girls.
I do love me some cosplay girls.
But no, I feel like Zooey Deschanel brings that right energy, that kind of little bit of playfulness, but also kind of quirkiness.
I will say I like that pick better than mine. I love that pick. That's a really, really good pick. I went what we kind of talked about.
Ethan?
It's not a shit pick. It's not a shit pick. But I think yours is a little bit better, and I think I like Jared's too. But I went with Brie Larson for my Bulma.
I almost chose her.
That's a good pick.
And the only reason that I just try not to be as mainstream, because I want our listeners to get something new, refreshing, not something they can just type in. And she might be, I haven't seen her, but she might be one of those because she's hot because of Avengers Endgame. And she wasn't Infinity War, but she wasn't Endgame and also Captain Marvel. But I know her from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Right, that's one of my favorites.
Love that movie.
She's Ramona. She's Ramona Flowers in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and that's a huge part of my not childhood, really, early adulthood, late teens, early 20s. I love that film. I love Brie Larson. She's got that spunk. She's got that personality, and she's got the quirky sarcasticness and that. Bitch, this is my world. You're just living in it, and that's what I want. But like I said, Bulma is fucking Bulma, and she's hard to cast. But I think us three boys did a good job. I think a hybrid. You take the best components out of all three that we said. I think would make a perfect Bulma.
But you're right. Bulma is pivotal to Dragon Ball Z. I mean,
you wouldn't have it the way it is without her.
You don't have Cell Saga without her because the time machine that she created is
she's a genius.
All about Cell.
The other night, my girlfriend thought I was crazy. She woke up in the middle of the night. I watched the 3 hours and 48 minutes between Goku and Frieza. That's on YouTube. The entire fight that spans over 22 episodes. I watched it in a row.
Oh my gosh.
It was excellent. But 3 hours and 48 minutes I watched straight. It was pretty good though. It was good. I hadn't seen it since I was a kid because I've watched the Cell Saga as an early adult, but I haven't watched Frieza since it came out since 2000? No, or 99 or 2000 is when the Frieza saga happened because it was the first major villain. We have Frieza, Cell, then Majin Buu, as those arcs go in that order.
Yeah.
But I don't know math. We're close to halfway. Next, this is fun. This is my...
half.
Yeah. Oh, I got a good guesstimation. I'm really excited for this one. He is my favorite. As when I go back to my childhood, he's the one I drew the most in class. I love doing art with him. And this character is Trunks.
Yeah.
I love Trunks, and there's future Trunks. There's different types of Trunks, but we just went with original Trunks. This teenage feel. He's the type of character who's
future Trunks, isn't it?
Wait, I went with the future Trunks.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
No, because that's the one that comes back in time is considered future Trunks, whereas I think the only teen Trunk would be the one that was in
Boo.
GT.
Well,
No, because the one in Boo is he's child Trunks. Him and Goten's are children.
Yeah, and because he doesn't come on later in the arcs.
Yeah, we're on the same. We're on the same page.
Yeah, he still has that same personality. Looks are kind of secondary to me when it comes to Trunks. Dude, he is stern.
Shit, I went with looks.
That's fine. Well, I did too, but I said it's secondary. Not that it's not primary. It's fine because I did too. But Trunks is really known for his personality. He's serious. He's got sarcastic comebacks. You don't fuck with him. He's a hot boy. He's very attractive with the middle part. Oh, mine too. God, I feel like some of us might have chose the same person because I chose a really popular a character for Trunks. But let's start us off, Jared. Go with it.
So I went with the Red Ranger from the new Power Rangers himself, Dacre Montgomery.
Motherfucker.
Wow.
That's who I went. We did the same.
That's popular, huh? What's his name?
Dacre Montgomery.
Yeah, Dacre
Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Spell that?
He's Australian.
He's Australian. Yeah.
Damn, Jared! Virtual high five. I knew somebody else was going to pick him. But yeah, I don't want to take over Jared, but he's from Stranger Things. He's Billy.
Yeah, he is. He's
Okay,
Billy. Yeah.
But he's other things.
I get him mixed up all the time with what's that other kid from?
I'm so mad, Jared.
Zac
God.
Efron. I get him mixed up with Zac Efron all the time.
They do kind of look alike.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to take away
yeah.
from Jared's limelight because he's up
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
I'll, if anything defers, I'll add on. But Jared, you go ahead. Tell us what you liked about Dacre Montgomery.
So that cockiness a little bit. He is Vegeta's son. He has to be a little cocky. That's the Power Rangers that I chose from him. But that more stern and everything, that's the Billy. Where he's like, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Kind of in the second season, he finally does become good, but he can be stern, but also he has those quick comebacks.
Yes.
Like he does in Power Rangers.
He's quick-witted. He's very intelligent.
And obviously he's Australian. He can still do an American voice very well.
I mean, he's proven to do it. Yeah, and I think he the hair and everything he's got, just his physical attributes. Like I said, it's secondary, but he's got it down, and I thought that was a really good pick. And he's really known for like his quick-witted comebacks, the way he's very direct. He's not someone you take lightly, where you have a Krillin who you can take him light as a marshmallow. But Trunks, you got to take him seriously. He's got to have a stern look. So yeah, we'll leave it to last since Jared and I have the same thing. We'll just kind of fuse together. Little fusion. No pun intended. But anyway, for the last one here for Trunks, we'll go with Jacob. Take it away.
Yeah, so I actually went with Jason Gordon-Levitt on this one.
Love it.
Okay.
I always felt like in Inception, he was a good supporting character for sure. Didn't have to take the lead.
Piggybacked off Zoe Deschanel pick.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's where I get
from 500 Days of Summer.
Yeah, we did it. Like you mentioned, kind of a dick, Don John. If anyone remembers that movie, I think that's the one where
he can do that. Yeah.
He was a big time dick in that movie as well. And then also, what's that movie 50-50, where he had cancer?
Yes, with Seth Rogen.
Yep, and exactly, and he was able to really pull that little heartstrings that he'll need that in order to do the backstory for coming from the future and everything. So I feel like he's got a wide range. I also really liked him. I think was he in The Dark Knight?
He is.
One of those movies, because I always thought he was going to end up being Robin. At one point, I thought he would be a
dude.
great
That'd be such
Robin
a good pick.
He is Robin, but they didn't. Yeah, they just didn't go further with that trilogy.
Oh, okay. You're right. Yeah, you're right. He was.
That makes sense. Because I was thinking like he's a great pick for Robin. I would see him there.
When you said his name, I thought
of Trunks.
When you said his name, I thought of the film Looper, the Ryan Johnson film Looper.
Everyone loves that movie. I'm just not as familiar with it, so I didn't want to.
It's a great film, dude, and that's why I was super excited for The Last Jedi, because Ryan Johnson directed it, which fucking blew. If anybody listened to the last podcast, I hate Ryan Johnson, but he made a good film in Looper. And that's a great pick. I love that pick. But yeah, I have nothing else to say because I already talked enough with Dacre Montgomery. I thought it was a great pick. He's got the looks down, got the personality down. And I guess he's popular to a certain demographic now. with kind of Gen Zers and stuff. He doesn't have that much of an arsenal. He is in Power Rangers and Stranger Things. But if you watch Stranger Things, to me, it is enough of a sample size to confidently cast him as Trunks.
Yeah.
And real quick, kind of not related to much at all, just because you mentioned the Red Ranger and earlier talking about your first crush. My first crush was the Yellow Ranger, the original one.
And Jared, what are you? I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. Is there a new Power Rangers movie?
No, I mean, just like, if he... Yeah, the newest Power Ranger movie where Bryan Cranston is... You haven't seen Power Rangers? Nick Saban's Power Rangers is the movie.
Nick Saban?
Nick Saban's a football coach.
The coach from Alabama? Are you sure it's Nick Saban?
All right, while you figure this out, I'm
Let me check
real
it.
quick.
Yeah, fact check that.
Yeah, let me check it really quick. I can't believe you guys haven't seen Power Rangers, the newest one.
No, I think Jacob has.
Hold on. It's loading.
Well, while he's looking, this is as good as time as
I
any.
need better internet.
This show's brought
It's
to you by our
2017
sponsor,
is when the
Blue Moon.
movie came out.
Thanks, guy. For
Shut
beer
up,
that's
Jared. We
not
have our
really a beer.
sponsor.
I know, Jared just talked over our fake
I
sponsor
know,
the
the
entire
whole
time.
fucking
Our
thing.
fake.
Just listen how crisp this
Dude,
is, though.
I have this house because of Blue Moon, all right? They're our sponsor.
Fucking idiot, Jared. Now we're going to lose sponsorship.
Jesus Christ, I'm getting cut tomorrow. We have fucking Alabama Crimson Tide owning the goddamn Power Rangers.
I know, he said the original Red Ranger too, which makes it even funnier.
Okay, so the producer's name is Ham Saban. Sorry.
Yeah, you said Nick Saban, who is
I
the
did.
football coach at
Not
Alabama.
living
Tide.
this one down, Jared.
Sorry, my bad.
I'm
My
gonna make
bad.
like a edit
But-
of Nick Saban as a Power Ranger.
But Bryan Cranston is actually God damn it.
The egghead guy.
Zordon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
thought
guys.
it was I liked it. Yeah.
So we got 4 more characters.
Mhm.
Okay. Next up, we got Piccolo.
Yes.
To some people, it's their favorite character.
sisters.
Piccolo's a very important character. He was a villain to begin with, a villain of Goku's from the planet of Namek.
The main.
Yeah, the original, the main villain. But R.I.P. Namek, it blew up with Frieza when he died. The planet was gone, and they got moved. Does anybody know what the Dragon Ball wish was? You remember? What saved them?
They
undo
wish
the damage done by Frieza.
y-
Wasn't that the exact wording?
Not the one I'm referring to, but during the fight, what saved the people of Namek is that they wished everyone on Namek, aside
back
from
to Earth.
Goku
To go
and
to
Frieza,
Earth.
be moved to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
because
they
I know that just because I freshened up and watched it.
Yeah, I just
they
finished-
brought everyone
I
back
just
to
finished
life,
that,
and they're like,
so.
"Oh shit, the plane's gonna blow up anyway, so we gotta move them."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they said to remove everyone from planet Namek aside from Goku and Frieza. But let's start it off, guys. Piccolo, just really quick. I feel like I'm using a lot of the same qualities, but a lot of the characters are pretty similar.
anime.
Yeah, I mean, Piccolo's
Yeah.
super serious. I hate saying that over and over. A lot of the characters are serious,
He
but
is.
Piccolo is probably the most serious. He is not a comedic relief character.
No.
He has no one else can be Piccolo. He's his own type of character. He's very serious. He's a great fucking fighter, but he's not the best. That's why we have others. But he's up there, and
Yeah.
he's a very serious, stern character, and he's a beloved character. He's the representative planet of Namek, which is a species in our Dragon Ball Z world. So Jared, start us off
Yeah.
with Piccolo.
Yes. For Piccolo, I just want to kind of say something on him, and you're right. He's that stern character. He's not really comedic at all, but he's so pivotal because what does get you, like, I guess he does have a love for Gohan, and
Yes, that
he
mentor-like
he
figure.
trains him. He's a mentor to him when Goku is dead, pretty much. So he's just pivotal, and it's hard for me to choose one because I didn't know who to choose, but I went with Jamie Foxx just because I felt like he could do it. Just because I feel like he could be a serious one, but I mean, Idris Elba was on there as well. It's just so hard to choose like a serious actor, but
I actually
Yeah,
went with
it's
Idris
tough.
Elba because Idris Elba is one of the best actors I know. And also, he's got that gruffness. Piccolo has that's one of the things that really stood out to me about that particular role is it's kind of like a stoic role. If you look at Idris Elba during Thor, like the Thor series, where he's playing him, how do you say his name?
him no,
Him.
or him. Heimdall? I don't know.
Heimdall? No, the Hyman? No.
Hyman?
No, but
Hyman.
his role in the Thor movies and Avengers in general really kind of gave me that stoicness that you needed from him, and even in just watching The Office, that kind of a
That's what I was going to reference.
kind of a bit of a
'Cause,
dick,
dude,
but like
Everyone
he's
is
getting the
comedic
job
in that
done.
show.
Exactly, everyone's funny, but not
Except him.
He's
And that's
he's
why
getting the job
everyone
done
hated
kind
his
of guy.
character as Charles. Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And that's why I feel like he's probably my best actor on this list by far.
Yeah.
But I feel like if there's someone that you're going to put the money on, I mean, except for Julia Roberts, obviously. If you're going to put the money on anyone, you got to put it on Idris, because he should be 007 if we're all going to be serious here.
Yeah.
And that's the only
He's a
person-
great character. He's a great actor, man. He is.
He is.
He's the only person I could think of for that role, just because that gruffness that he has and that ability to use his voice.
I'm glad I went with my intuition, because I wrote him down. He was the first one that I put down on anything before I went with any other character. I said Idris Elba is Piccolo, but I took it away because I was like, somebody else is going to say it. Let me go deeper to my brain bank, because that's an easy option, and that's fine. It probably is the best
obvious
option.
probably.
It is, and I think it's the best option. I do, and that's probably what we'll vote on at the end, even over mine. I went with someone I like. I went with Ezra Miller. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ezra Miller. A lot of people know him for Perks of Being a Wallflower. If you take that character, you would not think Piccolo from Perks of Being a Wallflower, but he's in other things. He's in Justice League. He's in Suicide Squad. I love Ezra Miller. Yes, absolutely. And I love Ezra Miller. I like him as an actor. And I just kind of wanted him in here. I do think Idris Elba would be a better fit, but I just kind of wanted him in here. I thought he would bring it together a little bit. I think he's a very dynamic actor. He can give you what you want. He can be very serious, but and that's what I went with. I love that Jared said that, because that's the main reason I picked him. He can be very serious, but if he opens up a little bit, he has that lovability to him, where he has that mentorship to Gohan, and I think Ezra Miller does that. He can be 99% serious, but you will catch a quirk, a smile that Piccolo can do sometimes. That just like he's a loving type of a character.
See, that's why I ultimately went with Jamie Foxx, because
dude, Django.
As a
You
mentor,
just
I
watch
guess.
Django. Watch Jamie Foxx's character. That's a great pick. I love both those picks, but that's fine. Jamie Foxx's Piccolo would be great, because if I would not have agreed with you if I had not seen Django. But I watched Django, saw his character, and was like, holy shit, dude, he can act. Like that was that was a great film, and I can see him as Piccolo being off that. And I like all those picks. I like your guys' picks a little bit more. Those are really, really good. So we're gonna wrap it up here in a little bit. We're moving on. Next, this is probably my favorite to do. We're going on to Krillin. I think this one is gonna be. I mean, it's just the most fun to pick. Krillin is your comedic relief character. He's your Olaf like in Frozen. He's your Kenny like in South Park. You got Krillin. He's the guy who dies a million times and gets brought back by Dragon Ball. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the show. But he's also, I love Krillin. I connect to Krillin. If you've ever considered yourself an underdog, you felt like you had to struggle a little bit in life, you can connect to Krillin. He's always had to fight. He's been smaller. He's been weaker. He's just that kind of guy who hasn't had much on the physical attributes set list. But I love Krillin. He's funny. He makes the show. Without him, you wouldn't. When he's gone, when he's dead, you're sad. You're in the back of your mind, on the back burner. You're like, where the fuck is Krillin? I want him back. We need to get Krillin back, right? He's just one of those. And some people can say he's kind of annoying, but annoying and liking someone aren't mutually exclusive, right? Because he can be annoying, but I want. People in my life are annoying. I talk to every day, and I love them. That's how Krillin is. He's annoying, but he's crucial to the story. So I digress. Jared, you start us off. Who's your Krillin?
Yes, I chose Joe Keery from Stranger Things. He plays. He's the love interest. One of the love interests.
Okay, Steve.
Steve,
Steve from Stranger Things. Okay.
Yeah.
Kiri? How do you spell Kiri?
Keery.
Mm-hmm. You know who I thought you with, and I thought this would have been a little bit better since you said Stranger Things. I thought you went with Dustin.
Oh
That would have been a little bit, but I still like Joe Keery. I just think it's it's good. Anyways, go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, I just thought comedic, and he's not gonna win the fight, but he's gonna try his hardest at some point, and it's gonna be pretty good. And like you said, he can die and come back and stuff. And I feel like that's how he is in Stranger Things.
So
He's the comedic support character.
Yeah.
He's funny,
Yeah.
but you actually care about his arc and you care about his story. And you
Yes.
do with Krillin too. He's got his own individuality to him. But like he is their number one fan for Gohan, Goku. He's that moral support. He's that backbone. You got to love Krillin. Without Krillin, there is no Dragon Ball Z. Simple as that. There is
True.
no. Anyway, go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, so I went with someone that does have a Stranger Things tie as well. Maybe not quite as strong as Joe Keery, but like you said, he's not necessarily going to win the fight, but he's always going to keep trying. You know who that reminds me of? Rudy. It's Samwise Gamgee.
Nice.
Sean Astin.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm a little bit older than you guys.
What
with
is
the
his
accents,
name
I think,
again?
but I'm going with
Sean Astin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
so
in
he was
50
Bob
First
in,
Dates as
Stranger
Drew
Things.
Barrymore's daughter.
Yeah.
Oh God, with the best shirt. Yeah. He was
Yeah, your movie should be like from the 90s, Dragon Ball Z from the 90s, and you got
I
it
can't
down
think of these
pat.
guys. I mean, like the adults in Dragon Ball Z at this point, like they're all in their 30s. I'm thinking, like Goku, Vegeta, Krillin, they're 30, some odd years old.
I'll
so
say this:
I'll give 'em
when
that.
you watch Dragon Ball Z, age doesn't really matter
Facts.
because
Yeah,
it's
true.
not. They're not Earthlings, right? I mean, they say from Earth, but they're not humans. They're Super Saiyans. You have
God, yeah.
the age really doesn't fucking matter because when you think about age, you think about maturity. You think about, what their title is in life, their career, stuff like that. It doesn't matter in Dragon Ball Z. You have immature
You're
and
right.
mature regardless of their age. They all of them have to grow up really quick because they're in a fight for their lives, right?
Exactly.
With Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu. So age really doesn't matter as much as it does with Hercules. That would throw back to last week. That matters a little bit more. But age, I kind of threw out here. It doesn't matter. Like this is a different world. This is Dragon Ball Z is a created world, and I think we can have more fun with that. So fuck age here. I mean, as long as you're not putting somebody who's 90 years old that just doesn't have the personality to make them.
Yeah,
but
true.
as being an identifier, I think it's a little irrelevant. But
I actually do like the
I
pick.
still like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
He
he's
has a comic relief kind of attitude too.
yeah.
That he
No, Sean
brings
Astin's a
all
great
throughout
pick.
Lord of the
He's
Rings.
probably like 45, 50 years old now.
Yeah, thereabout.
Yeah.
But he could trim down a little bit. He could beat Krillin. He's a believable.
Oh yeah,
Krillin.
he used to be in really good shape.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that is right. He gained a lot of weight for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
not for the
no,
show,
no,
but
he
in
gained
older
a lot
life.
of weight. He gained a lot
In
of
life.
weight for Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, that's right. And
But he's way bigger than he even was at Samwise Gamgee, though.
he was in the Goonies.
I mean,
I know, but
I
he was a
think
little buff. He was a little buff in 51st
He was in
Dates
shape.
still.
yeah.
But I mean,
No,
he
I'm
looked
sure.
good there. But he's
How old is he now?
I'm looking. He's 49. I was
49.
right. I said
Yeah,
45, 50. He's 49. He's
He
born in
looks a little bit
71.
like Patton Oswalt now.
Yeah, I like the pick. I just yeah. That's great. So my pick. Hold on, let me make sure. Jacob, you go ahead. Continue talking what you're talking about. I just want to say something real quick.
I mean, I can keep going on about Sean Astin if you need me to, because I can wax poetic.
No, we're good. We're good. All right. So for my pick, yeah, I just want to make sure. For my pick for Krillin, I went with Aaron Paul. He's Jesse from Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, I can see that.
I like
Also
that.
in El Camino's Need for Speed. You
Westworld
like
season 3.
BoJack? Yeah, he's in Westworld and BoJack Horseman. I guess obviously not
BoJack
his,
Horseman.
but a voice
Good choice,
actor.
bitch.
But I love
That's good.
Aaron Paul for this. Jesse, if you watch Breaking Bad, and it's in your top 5 shows of all time, right? Usually most people, it's in one of your favorites.
People that know.
Yeah, and I really can't say much about it. This was my favorite one to do. This was the one that I enjoyed the most making. I think Aaron Paul as Krillin is great because Jesse. I'm taking it, basing it solely off of his character as Jesse in Breaking Bad. That's what did it for me. Jesse is such a lovable character. He's a big fuck up. He sells drugs. He's a dropout. He hasn't done anything. I know Krillin's not those things, but Krillin, they're both diamonds in the rough. They share that similarity, where something good is in the making. Something is processing that can be positive with both characters. Krillin, could be something great. You want to root for the guy. He's, like a guy who's going up against John Bones Jones in the UFC, who's this big underdog, and you want him to win. And that's what you want with Jesse. And that's what you got. That's what everybody wanted. You wanted him to come out on top. You wanted him to be a winner. And that's what it was. The easy choice for Krillin. I think that would be great. But I kind of more side with Jacob here. He's a little bit older now. Breaking Bad came out years and years ago. I didn't know he was that old. He's 40. He'll be 41 this year. That's older than I thought. He plays a young character. But then again, Breaking Bad started in the late 2000s. Ended in 2013. I know
really
that because
did,
I watched it.
See,
I
didn't
know
watch
it ended
then. I watched
2013
when
because
came
I
on
watched it
Netflix.
live.
Yeah, I didn't watch
Okay.
it then.
I just watched the ending live. So I did one of those things where everyone was talking about how awesome it
So
was
you
in the
caught
last season. So I binged to make it. The only episode I watched live was the finale.
Oh,
I
wow.
got up right on time to watch the finale.
Fucking nailed it.
Right on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I would have started with everyone else because I was on Twitter and they were talking about it and I just didn't watch it. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to give myself like 2 weeks. And I binged it all in 2 weeks, which is a lot. You know, it's a lot of episodes.
Jesus.
But yeah.
Not wrong.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we have our Krillin. Not to go too much in depth there. Hit the nail on the head. So next up, we have 2 more characters, guys.
2 more.
Arguably the most important ones. You know, without these guys,
Yes.
I say that a lot, but without these guys, we wouldn't have the majority of our show. The arcs, what it sounds, it goes around. These are the most important picks. I don't think anyone's arguing against that. We have Vegeta and Goku, but of course we'll save Goku for last. He's our protagonist, our main character. We'll go with Vegeta. He's the best, the main supporting character, right? You have supporting characters like Krillin, Piccolo. Vegeta is the main. He has his own arc.
Mm-hmm.
He is Bulma's husband, Trunks' his father. He's a really important character. So, Jared, take it away.
Yeah, so Vegeta. So the pride in this guy is just phenomenal. And
I love him, man. I want to be Vegeta.
for that reason,
That's why I got the alpha.
I mean, just somebody who just like, it's like he bottles it all up until he really, almost like a Gohan, where you try to keep it in, but
He's scarier to me than Goku.
He's scary. Yeah. I went with Shia LaBeouf though, because I feel like that explosiveness, dude. Like,
Dude, you just want
and
me
you
eat
know,
your butthole later? Like, he just wants me to eat. Dude, I'm shutting up. Go ahead, Jared.
yo, Shia LaBeouf is yeah.
He's the best.
He can
He's
do
the
it.
best actor, dude.
Do
I'm
it!
shut up. Do it! I fucking love Shia LaBeouf, dude. He's my number 1 favorite actor, man. I picked him last week for Hercules. Spoiler, Jacob, but I picked him for my adult Hercules. I know, dude. Yeah, I love Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah,
man.
he is
I love
Hermes. The
him.
fuck?
That's Michael Cera. But,
Yeah.
dude, Shia LaBeouf's... You gotta watch some of his other films, though. People are like, oh, even Stevens.
yeah, of
like,
course.
watch of his other films, man. I mean, he's great. Like, watch Honey Boy.
Fury. He's fantastic in Fury to me.
Yeah, I just watched Fury.
The Peanut Butter
on Memorial
Falcon.
Day again.
Hmm.
I love
Peanut
that.
Butter Falcon was
he
great.
did he direct Peanut Butter Falcon as well?
I know. I think just like don't quote me on that.
Real quick, guys.
Um,
You guys are garbling up real quick. I don't know what.
Yeah, Ethan,
Yeah,
you
can
garbled
repeat
up
what
a
you
little
just
bit
said,
right
Ethan?
there.
You were really garbled.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good now.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying I don't believe I know he wrote and directed Honey Boy. Do not quote me on the Peanut Butter Falcon. But I know some of that took place shots out home in North Carolina. They did some of the shooting there.
Yeah, they did.
But yeah, he's amazing. I love that pick. But anyways, Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's it. I mean, he's just, I feel
Yeah.
like he's a perfect Vegeta. That explosiveness.
Lawless is my favorite film.
Lawless.
With him.
That's good.
So,
Dane DeHaan is in that movie as well.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
that's the bank robbery movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't
No.
seen it yet.
No, that's
no, it's Moonshining.
Moonshine.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Place Beyond the Pines, which Dane DeHaan is in, and that's a bank robbery with
Okay.
Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling. And guys, really quick,
here's something else.
oh yeah, I said I wanted to talk about this,
He
but
had
before
a
we
mustache
keep
here.
going, I picked Ryan. First, I chose Ryan Gosling as my Trunks.
Oh, Trunks. Okay, I thought you were saying.
I love now everyone. If you're listening, like, oh my god, that's such a bad fucking pick. It's because you only watched
not.
The Notebook. It's only because you watched The Notebook.
Yeah.
If you watch United States of Leland, The Believer, Place Beyond the Pines, Drive, his other great fucking phenomenal films that
Yeah.
are amazing, La La Land, he's an amazing fucking actor.
I will say
Yeah,
though,
he is.
complete
And dancer.
fucking liability at
Yes.
safety position. fucking
You're a
crap.
complete liability.
He
Shout
knows
out
it though.
Remember
He
Titans.
took himself
He
out.
took himself out the game.
Okay?
He knew it.
He's smart. He knew.
He took himself out the game, coach. But yeah, right, yeah, and that's
He's a good
who I
actor.
went
He
with
really is a great actor.
to begin. But I aligned with Jared later. I was like, Dacre Montgomery's just the better fit. That was more of a selfish thing, but I was like, I'm gonna make the best movie this week because last week I went more of an Ethan film, and this week I said let's make the best movie. But anyways, to not take away, Jacob, go ahead.
Yeah, so I went back and forth on this pick a lot. There was a
hard.
few people I had on this one. I almost went with Michael B. Jordan at one point just because like his role as Warmonger was, to me, felt like that's a great Vegeta. Also, I love Nicolas Cage so much that I was thinking maybe that's a good joke to put Nicolas Cage as Vegeta, just because how stupid he can be in roles.
All right, well, that's it for the episode. Bye, guys.
The greatest actor of all time, Nicolas Cage.
Jesus Christ, get me
And I
out
also
of here.
thought about Mina Masood, the guy that was Aladdin in the
Ah.
remake, just because visuals,
Okay.
I thought he was a good fit. But eventually I settled on Tom Hardy,
I knew somebody was going to choose him.
due largely in part to the way he played Eddie Brock in Venom. I thought that was beautiful. I loved
Brian probably would hate that pick, so shouts
Yeah,
out Brian, because
shout out
I
to
picked Tom
Brian.
Hardy. Who did I, oh my god, I'm blanking. I picked him
Did you
last
put
week. Who did I
Zeus?
pick him as?
Did you put Zeus?
Yes, I did. Thank
Really?
you. Thank you. I picked
Zeus.
Tom Hardy as Zeus. I love Tom Hardy. He's one of my other favorites as well.
Yeah, and he's proven he can be a good villain with Bane. He's done that before.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
Vegeta's always kind of like an anti-hero, and that's how I feel about Venom. Well, not feel about Venom. That's what Venom is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel
The
like
best and the ultimate anti-hero.
exactly, and I just feel like he's a good fit. He's got that rough attitude. He can be a mean guy if he needs to, but wherever he's dying and reaching up to Goku, Vegeta is. That's where you need that little bit softer side. Where I feel like the Eddie Brock that he's proven he can do that pretty well. I think he kind of embodied Vegeta
Yeah.
a little bit for me. And that's why I thought Michael
my
B.
main
Jordan,
goal-
but ultimately I settled on Tom Hardy.
My main goal this week was to not copycat characters I had or actors I had last week, but otherwise I would have used characters you guys have already said. Christoph Waltz, I probably would have thrown him in there. Shia LaBeouf probably would have thrown him in there, and then Tom Hardy. I used all three of them last week. I love all those. I went with somebody a little different. All you guys know him, I know for a fact, but just different for me because he's not necessarily one of my favorite actors, but I thought he could play the role well because I hold this role near and dear to my heart. Vegeta's important, and I think Joaquin Phoenix could do a really good job as playing Vegeta.
Yeah.
I mean, just watch Joker. That's all you gotta do. I know it's mainstream. I know it's normal.
Yeah.
Just watch fucking Joker. And I know him and Vegeta
I would
aren't
need him
the
to
same,
work
but
out.
there's
Yeah.
aspects. Yeah, but he's in Her, and I love his character in Her.
I like that one a lot too.
Yeah, and I just love Joaquin Phoenix for this role. Not necessarily one of my favorite actors, but I think he could do a really good job playing Vegeta. It takes a very specific person. Honestly, his voice makes up a lot. Vegeta, right? Like Vegeta has his own voice. Like it is a very specific. It wouldn't be him without, of course, American dub speaking. Wouldn't be without that voice. And I think Joaquin Phoenix can get that down because that's important. How he sounds, his portrayal is important.
Agreed, for sure.
Hold
All right,
on, there's
guys.
a-
Last pick here.
There's a movie for Joaquin Phoenix that I think went with really well with Vegeta. Dang, what is it? It's with him and the Sisters Brothers.
Okay.
Him and John C. Reilly. Dude, Joaquin Phoenix plays like a crazy kind of a drunk guy in that. And dude, it has a lot of people in it. You should. It's
yeah,
just
I'm
really
looking at it
long.
right now.
It's a really long movie.
It's 2 hours.
It's hard. Yeah, I mean, it's just like slow. It's one of those slow, like story
Okay.
building movies. And then
Dragon
shit just
films,
pops.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's really good. He does. I could see him as Vegeta.
I got you. Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, guys. So
Keep it going.
moving on to our last and final pick.
Last
We
and
got
final.
Goku. Yeah, both of them, last and final, not just one. All right, Jared.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
I have really nothing to say. We know Goku. He's our protagonist. Everything revolves around him in Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball as well. It's about he's our protagonist. And one of the big arguments is he a good character? Like, is he a good dad? Because he just tries to fight all the time. That's really what he does. He just wants to fucking fight and save the world. He wants to be a hero, kind of to a fault sometimes. Anyways, I digress. Jared, go ahead.
Yeah. So I almost went with Dylan O'Brien,
Of course you did. If
Almost.
someone says my pick, I'm leaving this
but
fucking.
I went with my
room.
Hercules from last time, and I said Taylor Kish.
Who's Taylor Kish? Because I should reiterate, I don't know actors very well.
He's in.
We're on the same page.
I took it. I mean, I went with this character from Battleship, and but he's also in what's that movie with Mark
And Friday
Wahlberg?
Night Lights.
He's in Friday Night Lights.
He's in John Carter, Lone
John
Survivor,
Carter.
Savages.
Lone Survivor. That's the other one.
He was in Wolverine.
Yeah, he plays
No
Gambit.
one said Wolverine.
Well, I'm
He plays
looking at his
Gambit in
fucking
Wolverine.
IMDb right now.
He's Gambit in Wolverine.
Okay, gotcha.
But
He's in
in
Waco then.
yeah, and in Battlefield, he's just like. It's almost like he's selfish a little bit, where he just wants to go out and do his own thing and party and stuff. But I mean, like him just wanting to go fight and stuff. I just felt like he could do it. But Dylan O'Brien was close, just because.
You
I
love
don't
Dylan
know.
O'Brien. He
I do.
lives in 2014. So,
Yeah.
all right, that's a good pick. It's a good pick. Jacob, go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I went a different direction with it, but I went with Superman. I went with Henry Cavill, The Witcher.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that stoic kind of mentality when he needs it, but he has the ability to make a joke. That's how
Love the
Goku's
pick.
always felt to me.
And then get
He
serious,
looks-
very
exactly.
serious.
He has that look about him that he could just beat the shit out of you, but also be your best friend at the same time. The actor himself is actually a big nerd. Love that about him. So yeah, I think Henry Cavill, he's got the right mentality. He's got the right demeanor for the role, I guess. So yeah, I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I saw that comparison. I saw that quite a bit when I was
It's a good
looking
choice.
up Henry Cavill. Yeah.
What about you, Ethan?
All right, so I love my pick, man. I'm really pumped about my pick.
Keanu
When I
Reeves?
saw it, no, it is not Keanu Reeves because I said I was pumped. But yeah, like when I saw this actor, I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! No more searching. That's it. Don't gotta think about it. It just fits." I went with Adam Driver.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, he's
Pile drive me. Let's
yes,
go.
dude. Kylo Ren, A Marriage Story. That's on Netflix. Really good. And I love Adam Driver. I love a lot about him. He takes a different person to play Goku. And one thing Adam Driver does that I like is he doesn't watch anything he does or listens at all. Like he doesn't watch his films. And I remember some radio interviewed him. And they started to play some of A Marriage Story, and he walked out mid-interview because they did that. He's just a very different character, and I really like Adam Driver. And he looks like Goku. I mean,
He does.
he looks
yeah.
like him. You flow up his hair, turn him blonde when he goes Super Saiyan. You got the job. But yeah, I love it. Goku has this certain darkness about him, at least to me, that you can kind of feel, and Adam Driver does deliver that in Kylo Ren. I mean, he has that certain darkness, obviously, to be an evil villain, but he also can be a lead character, a main role, and I think Adam Driver fully
can also be
is
funny.
capable to do.
Yeah, if you
Absolutely, and
ever seen
Goku
his SNL,
is.
his role as the oil baron on SNL, that fucking
Yeah.
come to school day, like teacher or
And if you guys haven't seen the movie
So
Logan Lucky, it's with him, Channing Tatum, and Daniel Craig. It is hilarious.
Have not checked
Seriously,
it out.
check it out. Logan Lucky, very, very.
Logan Lucky.
Lucky.
Yeah, we always love some things that are underlying like that that aren't as popular that to know. And that's what my going thing is for. Excuse me, Ryan Gosling. Everyone knows him for Notebook, and that's in the Bone Zone chat. Shout out Andrew Miller. He made fun of me for picking out Ryan Gosling. I said, but it's a chick flick. That's all you know him for. But if you go into his repertoire, kind of like Adam Driver, you're gonna find some good acting sample sizes there. So we have all our characters. So what we're going to do, guys, towards the end, we're just going to go back and recap a little bit, and we can all come to a consensus of who we think was the best pick. We'll do trying to spend no more than 5 minutes on this, and then we'll wrap up the show. But we'll go in the order that we talked about them. We went with Gohan. And Jared, give us the rundown of who we picked.
All right, so for Gohan, we had both of you guys went with Noah Jupe, and I went with Noah Schnapp.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think there's a
I'm
bad pick
guessing-
here.
yeah.
Noah's going to win.
I was gonna say
It's Noah.
Noah, but I figured we'd go with y'all's because you both chose
Yeah, that's what I was
him.
thinking
So
too.
I figured.
And-
It makes it easier.
If we roll a 3-sided die, I would be happy and walk away and wouldn't even need to look at it.
Yeah.
Really.
And two of
Yeah,
those
I
are
think your pick was great. Will from Stranger Things is a great pick. You're getting Noah anyway, and I think that was great. So next up, we have our antagonist. We have Frieza. Jared, tell us who we picked.
Frieza. So we have Bryan Cranston, Christoph Waltz, and then my pick was Dane DeHaan.
I mean, I'm
So-
obviously partial to my pick, and I just don't want you to overlook it simply because you chose him last week. But
And I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not picking mine. Brian, I like your guys more. The one I like the most, I think, is Christoph Waltz, but I think the one that fits it most is Jared's pick. I'm gonna have to go with Dane DeHaan.
Oh,
I think that fits
agree
it
with that.
better.
Yeah.
But I like Christoph Waltz, the actor, more. I'll pick him 9 times out of 10. But for Frieza, Dane DeHaan, dude, it's something about his look and what he does just has this beaten warrior about him.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And all the films that he does it in, what's the one? I just referenced it from 2012. Someone help me. About like kind of they found a superpower in the world.
Yeah, and they all got superpowers. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I was saying would make him the best Frieza.
Yes, dude. And he's in Place Beyond the Pines as the kid, and he's trying to fit in. It's just really. It's like, it starts with a C. Chronicle. That's it. Chronicle. Shout out 2012.
Yes.
Yeah, and he kind of acts the same way in pretty much all his films, and that's not a problem. It gets him jobs, it gets him gigs. He's a good actor at doing it. And that's the type of person I am. If you're good at something in one-dimensional, fuck it.
Yeah.
You make money, and Dane DeHaan, I think, does that. Yeah, but I'll have to go with Jared's pick, Dane DeHaan.
That's a great pick.
And Jared, make sure you write all the
I'm already doing
down.
better than last time.
Yeah, I agree.
Humble
brag, I won last week with the most picks.
Quick question: did any of my picks
Humble
make the
brag.
cut? Not even
Last week?
Yeah.
No.
No, I didn't.
Not even my Zeus. I thought I had a good.
Who was your Zeus? No, I think you probably won a couple. I think so. I think I won the most with 5. Jared, I had 5 last week, I think.
I always forget his name. He was R.I.P.D.
I can't remember.
In Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yours did win. Yep, it was. I forget the name.
Yeah,
he's also in The Giver,
yeah.
but yours won.
Yeah, that was the only person I could think of.
Because someone else picked him too, though.
Hey.
What's his name? Jeff Bridges?
Jeff Bridges. Yes, that's one.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
that one.
So for Gohan, we have our winner Noah Jupe. For Frieza, Jared. So me and Jacob share the W for Noah Jupe. Jared takes home the W for Frieza with Dane DeHaan, and then next up we have Chi-Chi. Jared, tell us who we picked.
All right. So for Chi-Chi, we have.
I'm so different from y'all on this. It's great.
I chose Haley Steinfeld. Then we have Jacob Wolf's pick as Julia Roberts and Ethan's pick as Amelia Clark. And
I would go in order. I think mine's the best. I think Jared's is second and Julia Roberts is last.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm with that.
I will say that's the one I had the least amount of time to think about that.
I mean, that's just
You
so
did.
like
Yeah.
He typed in woman actress. Julia Roberts.
think-
Woman actress, double entendre.
Yeah.
An actress. But yeah, I think Amelia Clark's just the best, dude. She has the best sample size.
Yeah, for sure.
She's more well known. She can be motherly. She can be nurturing. She can be caring, and she's hot as fuck. And Chi-Chi has a good physical appearance to her. She's not an old haggard mom. She's not sexy,
Oh, no.
but I would say she's
embraces
attractive.
the mom look for sure.
Yeah, she has like
Yeah.
the bangs with the side. She's cute.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Well,
cute.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Cheers.
we all got Amelia Clark on that one. I think that's it's just the best. I don't think any options we said here was bad. I think that's just one fits more accurately. So next up we got an important one. We got Bulma. So Jared,
Bulma.
go around.
Right. So Olivia Cook is who I chose, and then Jacob had Zoe Deschanel, and Ethan had Brie Larson.
You guys go away. I talk too much. Y'all go. Who do you think?
I wasn't paying attention.
I'm partial to mine.
So I heard Brie Larson, and what was Jared's again?
Olivia Cook, and you picked Zoe
Olivia
Deschanel.
Olivia Cook. So I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's more between Brie Larson and Zoe Deschanel personally, simply because of the attitudes of them. I'm not familiar enough with.
We all
Olivia
gonna
Cook
pick someone
person-
else. I think we're all gonna pick someone else.
I'm just
Jacob.
not. I'm not really familiar enough with Olivia Cook besides Ready Player One. That's the only movie I've seen her in, at least I can remember.
Yeah.
Again, I chose mine based purely off the quirkiness, and that's Bulma has that little bit of a playful quirkiness about her. I think Brie Larson is probably a better fit for the position though, simply because of that attitude. That she's a little bit mean, but then she can also know when she needs to step back. So I actually think Brie Larson's a better pick than mine. I know that Ethan said earlier that he liked mine better, but when he said Brie Larson, my first thought was, oh, that's a really good pick. So I'm actually gonna let Jared choose between those two. Yours is out. Sorry.
All right. I mean, I guess I'll go with Brie Larson then.
Okay, well,
He
you
looks
guys
so
went with Brie
dejected.
Larson because I wasn't even gonna pick her. So, but I love Jared. I love Jared's pick, man. I love Olivia. This is what I'll say
No
with
one
it.
can go wrong with anything that we said. On
This is what
Yeah,
I'll say.
true.
yeah.
The most predictable option out of all these that I know will do a good job, that I know will be a good fit in for Bulma is Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
I
And
know
that's why
she
I
will
went
go
with
in and she
True.
will
She's
do
an
a good
amazing
job.
bitch.
But it's how I talk football. You have a floor and a ceiling. right? The most unpredictability is with Olivia Cook, but I think she has the highest ceiling of nailing Bulma. I think she has a really low floor of where she could just shit the bed and do an awful job, but I think she could do really well. But it doesn't fucking matter because Brie Larson wins anyway, and that's another W for me. But I like them all. I don't. Today, overall, we did a better job than last week. Sorry, Caleb and Brian. Not that we did a bad job. I think that terrible. I can see all these fitting a little bit more because I don't see so much of a deviation between our options. But yeah, that's great, guys. Moving on, we got Trunks. I mean, Trunks, it's kind of unanimous here. Jared and I both picked Dacker Montgomery. Yeah. But actually, just for the sake of conversation, we got a couple more minutes left here. I can throw in take out Ryan Gosling just so we can have it. We can have that in our minds because you guys did agree. So I can take out my pick for Dacker Montgomery just for the sake of voting. We can put Ryan Gosling there just for the sake of that. Okay. But yeah, Jared, give us the rundown who we picked.
Yeah, so those two, Ryan Gosling, Dacker Montgomery, and then Joseph Gordon-Levitt is who Jacob chose. Yeah.
Damn,
which isn't a bad choice.
Yeah, not to keep talking, but we really did a good job this week, man.
Well,
all those
I think we did too.
Great options.
Yeah,
anyways,
besides Julia Roberts, I think every pick has been good.
No, that's facts. That's not even not even funny. That's a really good point. Really good point. Mm-hmm. Jared, who's your pick, my guy? Is it your guy or who you going with?
I'm sticking with Dacker
for sure.
Yeah, and I wanted to put Ryan Gosling in there just for the sake of conversation. But Dacker Montgomery I think is just the best. He doesn't have the biggest sample size to go from, but just from watching Stranger Things, you give me a season of Billy. That's Trunks, man. That's Trunks for me. Yeah, he can do it.
It is.
If he takes his character, Billy plays Trunks, satisfaction to me.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm with it.
All right, we got Piccolo next. So, Jared, run us down.
Oh, yes. So, Piccolo, we have Idris Elba, Jamie Foxx, and Ezra Miller. And I think we all were like, Idris Elba. Yeah.
He's the obvious choice.
And that's what I did as well with Bulma. I mean...
But the reason we're all like about it because it's not a fun pick.
Yeah, but
because he's Dreamcasted in a lot of things. Like, I want Idris Elba to be this.
Because he's a great actor.
Mm-hmm. It's for a reason, right?
Yeah, he's a great actor. Yeah. And that's again why I chose him, is because of all the people that need a great actor for it, Piccolo was the one that needs the most stoic actual actor.
Sometimes the best choice is the most obvious choice, and that's fine.
Yep.
It's not fun. It's not. It doesn't have glitter on it. Yeah, here's Idris Elba, and I shouldn't be that way. I mean, he is a person of color. He can give that different dynamic that we do need. We need someone else because this is pretty fucking white cast that we have so fucking far.
Well,
and we and Dragon Ball Z, they're not Earthlings. They're different. So we need that little bit of flair.
Dragon Ball Z is that there's not a lot of diversity in general in that show. And
yeah.
Piccolo, I'm sure you guys always
just Namekians. That's it.
That's it. And they're the only
the people that taught Goku instant transmission. But you can for like a glimpse.
In Japan, it's so whitewashed.
The Namekians didn't teach him that. He landed on some fucking random planet.
Yeah, and they gave him that crazy clothing that he came back in the pod in.
Just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so we don't even really need to vote with that. Idris Elba is just the best option here. I like the Ezra Miller pick, but that's kind of quirky, new, fun. That's why I wanted to add something, because I said, I guarantee you one of the boys picked Idris Elba, and of course I was right. So I was like, let me add something different just for sake of conversation.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I went with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, because we knew Idris Elba's the best pick.
Yeah. It is.
All right, guys, so we got 3 more. So we're probably running over a little bit of an hour. That's what we usually shoot for. Sorry about that, but we'll continue right down the line. Jared, take us off. We got Krillin. Let's go through.
Krillin. So we have Joe Keery, Shauna Austin, and Aston. Yeah, sorry, Aston and Aaron Paul. Which, for that comedy relief. And to be honest with you, for me, I'm going to go with Ethan's choice of Aaron Paul.
Yeah, as soon as you said Aaron Paul, that was my first thought. I honestly didn't realize how old Sean Astin was getting whenever I said that too. I'm just thinking Samwise Gamgee.
Prime heydays.
This is what we said.
Exactly,
this is exactly what we said.
Exactly.
We said the age doesn't matter. We just want,
It's a dream cast. If you want Sean Astin from 2004, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. We talked about Phil and Hercules. I picked Robin Williams. I just alternate. Robin Williams for Phil. I went with Jack Black because I had to have 2 for one that was alive. But Robin Williams, rest in peace.
Which I actually like the Jack Black pick a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now, I have a quick question Jack Black about the Hercules episode. How hard did y'all shit on my Jeff Goldblum
all of them. Oh, we didn't shit on that one. I love Jeff Goldblum.
Okay,
that was a good
I
pick.
thought he was a good
Yeah,
pick.
yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
Dude, I love me
that's
some
right.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he's
he's
We
guys,
mostly
he's a
shit
very-
on your Tom Holland and Chris Pratt.
Yes, those were so fucking obvious picks.
Where'd I put
They were
those?
easy.
Where'd I put
You
those
put
at?
Tom Holland,
and
Young
Young
Herc.
Oh yeah.
Those
Sorry
are
for
just-
being fucking on point with the obvious picks.
Sorry for
You mean
typing in a
sorry for-
Google search.
Hey,
Yeah.
I know exactly what people want to see. Okay, the basic shit.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
basic.
Sometimes the people are wrong.
Yeah, they are, and I'm fucking right. That's why I'm here. You're not.
Not
Yeah.
wrong there.
Yeah. So Jared goes with my pick for Krillin, Aaron Paul. What say
Yeah.
you, Jacob?
I agree. I think that's a good pick. Obviously,
Yeah, guys, we killed the picks here again.
Honestly,
We did.
Dreamcast. I think a young Sean Astin, like 2004 Sean Astin, like you said, just because he's got that kind of like happy-go-lucky kind of attitude.
Yeah.
I don't really see that necessarily as much from Sean Paul, but I think he's got that comic relief down pat. Just because I only really know him that well from Breaking Bad, and he's more serious in that role. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love all three picks, and I think they're really good. But yeah, I think Aaron Paul is the best fit for Krillin, man. I would just, if you told me,
To be honest,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Joe Keery would have to probably put on some pounds. He's a little too skinny, anyways.
That's true.
And Aaron Paul's already pretty much in shape. He would just need a tone.
yeah,
What my point is, if you told me nobody else in the cast, and you told me Aaron Paul's playing Krillin, I'm going to the theater. It's simple as that. You tell me he's playing Krillin, that's it. That's all. That's enough to buy me to watch the film.
Aaron Paul
only other
as
person I can think
Krillin.
of going Dreamcast again. Sorry, just to interrupt. Jason Alexander from fucking Seinfeld.
Dude, I wanted to cast him as Phil,
Really, that would
Hercules.
that'd be a good pick. I'd actually really like.
but we can't do it now. He's
Yeah.
old as shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he looks like now.
Yeah,
but
he's old.
Seinfeld's a
That's why I
great
think
show, dude.
Dreamcast going back to
Yep.
that.
Great pick, because I thought about that too, but I was like, nobody wouldn't get it. I'm glad you brought that up, because I
Yeah.
love him.
He is
He'd
good.
be great.
Space
He'd be
Jam,
good
right?
enough.
He's in Space Jam
No.
too, right?
No, he looks
Who
like
am I
that guy,
thinking
but that's
of?
not him.
Yeah,
They look a
that's
lot
what
alike.
I'm thinking.
I don't know his name, but I'll look
Jurassic
him up.
Park?
Nope.
Same guy.
Nope, that's a Newman.
Oh yeah, that's Newman in
I cannot remember his
Seinfeld.
name.
Sorry, that's who I was
He plays
thinking
Jason
of.
Nedry in Jurassic Park.
Yeah. That's who I was thinking of as Phil for a
It's-
second.
Yeah, Wayne Knight is the guy you're talking about from Space Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got Aaron Paul for Krillin. We got
Aaron
two more
Paul,
guys.
yeah.
Let's take it home.
The two big ones here.
Yep,
Yes.
Vegeta, run us down, Jared.
Vegeta, so Shia LaBeouf, Tom Hardy, and Joaquin Phoenix. Again, I think there's great choices, to be honest.
They're
with
great. They're great choices,
say,
man.
just-
We killed it this week.
I love Shia LaBeouf, but I really think Tom Hardy is a better Vegeta pick for this. Just because I just don't think Shia LaBeouf has it in him to be that villainous. You know what I mean?
Guys, you both picked two of my top three actors. You know, like it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I think Joaquin Phoenix get the job done, but I'm probably going to pick one of your guys. Anyway, Jared, you go ahead and help me make my decision a little bit easier. So he
Man,
goes with
dude,
Jake
I
goes with
mean,
his pick.
Yeah.
Are you going to go with yours? Am I going to be the
honestly,
deciding factor?
You're
like
going to be
it.
deciding.
Looks like
You
it.
are.
Of course, he's gonna choose fucking
Man,
Shia
Vegeta-
LaBeouf.
No. Let me get a minute to think about it. Let's go to Goku, because we'll come back to it.
Okay.
And get our winner for that, because I
think
need
it's
to
a
think
hands
about it.
down Adam Driver takes Goku. I'm voting Adam Driver on this one all day. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, just give us a rundown for our listeners, just so
Okay, yeah,
I
sorry.
remember.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're good. I forgot.
I'm like, no, fuck.
Yeah,
Ethan
so
Hawke.
Taylor Kish is who I went with, Henry Cavill, and Adam Driver.
I think it's in descendant order. The order you just said it is the best picks. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Adam Driver's the best. I do. I,
Henry
think he's just the
Cavill's
best
a
dude.
go
solid
with
pick
that.
for it, but again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking solid sevens across the board today. Is what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Henry Cavill's kind of a lazy pick, but it's
Yeah,
good.
it-
He gets the job done.
It fucking for sure.
It's like
is.
Idris Elba. It's like Idris
Yeah,
Elba.
it is.
you
It
know?
is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think Adam
When you try
Driver.
to think of someone else.
I actually
that's what
think
changes shit for me.
if Dragon Ball Z was like as big as like Marvel or DC characters, then the Idris Elba and Henry Cavill probably would be the main
or
choices.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
as Vegeta, as Vegeta. Good lord.
As vagina, yeah.
exactly.
Actually, I'd probably
yeah.
go with like Liam
what's on my
Hemsworth.
Yeah. All right, guys. To end the episode, we're gonna have our Vegeta. Fuck.
Yeah.
I seriously, this is who I want. I love Shia LaBeouf. He's my favorite. But trying best, man.
Or we can just go with Jacob because I'm actually wearing the outfit right now.
Yeah, so Vegeta's got to be Shia LaBeouf.
Oh,
That's what we're gonna go with.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
wow.
I think he's just got it. But Tom Hardy's second.
Hey, I will say, I'm gonna have Brian tweet out his choices between all of our choices on this too. I'm gonna force him to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, I think I'll take last place for that. I do put Tom Hardy above it. Tom Hardy, it's a 1A, 1B, man.
Oh, yeah,
you put Tom Hardy in there, I'm still happy. But Shia LaBeouf, I want him a little bit more.
Felt that way though, so.
I just feel like you know how Vegeta just like explodes. I feel like Shia LaBeouf's explosion is better, and he's more outspoken
for sure.
He's got more outliers, where Tom Hardy's kind of more condensed. Shia LaBeouf can go up and down the spectrum, and I think that's what does it.
With a lot of this is, again, I'm not great with film. I'm not great with deciding on actors. Part of my big thing is just Tom Hardy has the physique.
It's a great pick. It's a great pick, dude.
It's just think of Shia LaBeouf would have to work out for it, but every actor has done that.
Yeah, don't get wrong. I mean, you didn't lose that. Like that was the hardest pick for me.
I'm saying that's why my thought doesn't go to like some of these guys, specifically for Dragon Ball Z. Skinnier guys, I just don't think of them as that
right.
Sometimes,
And Shia LaBeouf definitely gets points where he gets a little thick with 2 C's.
I almost went like kind of like super. I wouldn't say deep, but for Frieza, I almost went with Benicio del Toro. He's the collector in the Marvel movies, and he's from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, wow.
That would actually be a pretty good pick.
Yeah, my mom loves him.
Just because he's so crazy. If you wanted like a super crazy villain, he's also in Sicario. I can't remember how to say it, but dude, he just like, and Wolfman, dude, he's got a range.
Yep. All right, boys. So we have our Dreamcast here. Do us a favor, tell us our cast that one, and we'll end the show.
Start over again. I'm sorry. The whole thing garbled up for some reason. Sorry.
No worries.
We are doing this remotely, obviously. So this is going to happen a few times.
We're going to have some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I said was we have our cast. So go ahead and Jairus, run us down who our winners are, who our final cast is, and we'll end the show.
All right. So for Gohan, we have Noah Jupe, which both Ethan and Jacob chose. So that's 1 point for y'all each, I guess. And then Frieza, we went with Dane DeHaan, which is me, because that was a freaking awesome pick.
Decent.
Good
pick.
For Chi-Chi, we did Amelia Clark, who is Ethan's pick. And then Bulma, we went with Brie Larson, who is also Ethan's pick. Trunks, we went with Dakar Montgomery, who is both Ethan and I. And then Piccolo, Idris Elba, who Jacob picked. Chose that one. And then Krillin, Aaron Paul, which Ethan chose. And then Vegeta, Ethan decided on Shia LaBeouf, which was me. So overall,
Goku, Adam Driver.
Wait, who's our Goku?
Oh yeah, Goku, Adam Driver.
The perfect fucking Goku.
Who was also Ethan's pick.
But again, though, what if we went with Nicolas Cage for Vegeta? Again,
then we wouldn't be having this podcast.
Think about it, man.
Yeah.
He can steal the Declaration of Independence for him.
Oh my God. Anyway, I'm a 2-time reigning champ. Last week and this week. See who can dethrone me next time. We'll probably do a Dreamcast in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Another one. They're fun. We have a good time. It still took a while. A little. Yeah, it's fun. It's creative. We try to think outside the box a little bit, do something different and fun for our listeners, give it a new aspect on things. We'll close out the show. Just the last thing that we started with. We want to start and end with the same thing. Go donate. Do what you can. Protest if you have the able body to. Black Lives Matter. Donate. Do all the things that you can. Use your platform, even if it's only social media. If people are saying, oh, you're a social media activist, who cares? Do your part. It's better than sitting home doing nothing. If you're just posting on Instagram or Twitter, good. You're using your platform for good. Go out. Do those things. Even if you're taking the quarantine very seriously, you don't want to go outside, that's fine. Do what you can.
Even if you're not taking it seriously, wear a mask if you go protest, regardless.
Yes. Yeah, just use your voice.
Yeah.
Use your voice. Bone Zone is simultaneous with Black Lives Matter. That's what we stand for. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. Hopefully you like the Dreamcast. Hopefully you listen this long. Have a good weekend. Tune in next week for the show. See you guys.
Peace.
Later, guys.